In the past hour, President Joe Biden has spoken out in the aftermath of what Israeli and Dutch leaders have called a terrible night of violence in Amsterdam on Thursday night. Mr. Biden said he'd spoken to Israeli and Dutch leaders and said, quote, "The anti-Semitic attacks on Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam are despicable and echo dark moments in history when Jews were persecuted." It all happened after the Israeli football club Maccabi Tel Aviv played Ajax in the Europa League. Dutch police said some Israeli fans had attacked a taxi and pulled down a Palestinian flag the night before. Anna Holligan reports now from Amsterdam.
International tensions reverberating on the streets of Amsterdam. Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters were hunted down by men on scooters, according to the mayor of Amsterdam.
Individuals on scooters crisscrossed the city, searching for supporters of Maccabi Tel Aviv. It was hit and run.
She said it brought to mind historical persecution against Jewish people in Dutch and European history. This clip was shared on social media the day before the match. Amsterdam's police chief said Maccabi supporters attacked a taxi and set fire to a Palestinian flag. Extra police were deployed in anticipation of trouble, but the violence happened away from the stadium as fans headed to their hotels.
The attack happened right there. The hotel, they came really late. They came too late. They came when a lot of people were already injured.
The Dutch capital is no stranger to football-related violence, but this doesn't seem to have been hooliganism between rival supporters, but rather targeted attacks steeped not in sporting rivalry, but rather nationality. The Dutch Prime Minister, Dick Schoof, said he was ashamed and will return to Amsterdam early. He hopes, he said, Israeli people will still feel safe in the Netherlands.
Well, our correspondent John Donison is in Jerusalem. He told me how people in Israel have reacted to the news.
There's been absolute outrage here from Israeli officials and the Israeli government. They have been talking about it all day since this story broke overnight. But I think you have to put it into the context of what's been happening over the past year. So what has happened in Amsterdam really fits with the Israeli government belief that the only safe place for the world, in the world really, for Jewish people is Israel. Now, we've had, we're at a time, I think, when there is a lot of political messaging here in Israel, obviously with the conflict in Gaza going on for a year. So Israel has been putting out its narrative of what happened in Amsterdam. But at the same time, we've had the Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs here this evening condemning the anti-Arab chanting and the tearing down of that flag. So I think, you know, given that the number of people injured was relatively small, lightly injured, 5 people, the reason why this has been such a big story today is because of what's been happening in this region over the past year.
Some breaking news.